Hello, you beautiful people. So, I actually just recorded a whole video and I realized it was such a flaming hot garbage mess that I re-recorded it, and that's what this is. So, hello again, 10 minutes later. That's more like 30 minutes later. Basically, what I was saying in that last video is I feel like life is just accelerating for me faster and faster and faster. And I'm sure this is definitely a sentiment that a lot of you can kind of resonate with in some way, shape, or form. But I'm going to kind of go through a few of the ways that I feel that way. Basically, I'm going to back it up just a little bit here real quick. I moved back to the United States from Peru on April 21st of this year. It's about a month and 10 days ish since then. So yeah, so first of all, as soon as I got back, I started a job about 20 days later on May 11th. So from April 20th to May 11th, I was just here kind of doing things, but like basically getting my life situated. I had moved countries with belongings, with animals, with all that kind of stuff. My dog is in the yard right there. So the first 20 days were really just like settling in, and now for the last 20 days or so, I have been working a full-time job as a social worker, kind of. I'm a case manager, I guess. Anyway, not too much about my job, but essentially I talk to a lot of people who are in a lot of different positions who need help, basically. Really cool job for the most part. Can be a little tedious at times, but it's a good job. I'm helping people, and I enjoy it. So basically, now first of all, the whole work part of it, which I think a lot of you will where most people are going to resonate with me here, is I feel like there's just in some ways not enough time in the day. Like, just a a pretend day is get up at 7 in the morning, 6:30, 7 in the morning. I get ready, I get dressed, I take a shower, I pack my lunch, I get everything I need to do, and I'm out the door by 8 a.m. because I have to be to work by 9 at the latest. I usually get there early, but I go and I get on the train. I take the train over to my job, which I'm very lucky that the train drops me off right at my job. Pretty much, it's not too far anyway. And then from there, I work from basically 8 hours more, and then I get home around 5 to 5:20. It's just like a basic day. Then when I get home, I've got things I have to do. I've got chores. I've got like just life things that have to get done. And then after all that, if I want to get a decent amount of sleep, I need to be asleep by 11, which I really need to be in bed by 10:30 so that I can get enough sleep so I'm not completely zapped the next day. I can budge on that a little bit, but I tend to be the type of person who really just likes to make sure to get 8 hours of sleep a day. So basically that leaves me with like 2 hours after everything's said and done to do things like record YouTube, watch TV, and anything else I want to do. Now, I also want to point out my train time that I'm using during the day. I'm using it to actively study things that I'm interested in, like economics, the stock market. Not necessarily things that I'm super interested in, but just things that I really should know how they work. So, yeah. So I feel like there's like not enough time in the day, and then I finally get to the weekend. I'm kind of tired. I want to rest, and next thing I know, I go back to work the next week. Very common American experience. Now, I'm very lucky that I am exactly at 40 hours a week. But obviously the commute doesn't help a whole ton, but it's not too bad. It's basically 10-hour days when you add in the commute. But the other thing that I've really been running into is I've been feeling this kind of unprecedented time of growth. You can see my eyes are tired. We're getting close to 10:30. I've kind of been in this unprecedented time of growth where things that I once thought were really difficult are becoming easier for me. A good example that I can kind of point to is organization, something I've struggled with my entire life, and I still, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of room to grow on that, but it's just something I never really fully grasped. And now I feel as though it's like very easily kind of pouring into my life. It's just something that I'm just quickly learning. I'm learning like managing finances in a better way, because I was already what I would consider to be decent at that. I wouldn't say I was world class at it, but I would say I was above average at it. with the exception of a few major blunders when I was younger. I am pretty good about the way that I handle money and what I do, and the way I think about it. Again, still a lot of room to grow, but yeah, and I could be wrong on that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But now it's like my day utilizing calendars. Calendars were like, I never used a calendar for any reason. I just thought they were a waste of time. Just remember everything you have to do. And I remember someone basically said something along the lines to me, if you can't remember everything that you have, if you can remember everything you have to do, then you don't have to do enough things. So yeah, that's starting to make sense to me a bit more. Because for the longest time I just remembered everything within a 5% degree of error. I'd miss like 5% of things, but I guess that's what calendars are for, and why I should have used them more. So anyway, it's not just that though, it's a lot of different things. But so I'm trying to balance all of that. I really want to make these YouTube videos every day, or at least every week. So I think I'm going to try to carve out the time. I feel really awkward recording on the subway system. So we'll have to see what that looks like. But I do want to try to, if I can, do one a day. But right now I've kind of been using my extra time after work for like playing video games, which I'm kind of like, I'm burnt out from the day because my job is very emotionally taxing and sometimes mentally taxing. So I'm basically trying to figure out how I can get better at all that stuff, like kind of turn down my video game usage and kind of utilize that time for other things like making YouTube videos. Or also another thing is I recently acquired the Kambo domain name, so I kind of want to utilize that somehow, for my own business, also for the YouTube channel. Anyway, that's really the gist of it right now. And another thing that's kind of been getting to me, not in a bad way, but it's been beautiful. Like, I don't want this video to come across like I'm complaining, because I'm really not. I'm really happy about all the changes in my life. I wish there was some more room for some other things, so I'm actively looking for ways to carve time out for those things. But I'm very happy about the changes that are happening in my life, because I feel like it's all moving me forward. But anyway, yeah, I want to. One of the things that I do wish I had a little bit more of is I really don't have any private time in my life to like comfortably record a video like this where no one's listening, because yeah, I just don't really have a ton of space for that normally. So that's also something that I'm figuring out. But for now, the big goals are to buy a car, save the money that I'm making each month to pay down debt, and all that good stuff. The whatever I have left over after all my living expenses, because I'm in the United States again. So yeah, that is where I'm at. So anyway, I'll stop rambling at this point. That's my check-in. I am looking forward to seeing you guys very, very soon. Because there's so much more about my life that's new that I want to tell you guys. But first of all, these videos can only be so long, and I'm already tired, so I feel like I'm definitely missing stuff. I feel like you can tell how tired I am based off my hair and how crazy it looks. Anyway, I will talk to you guys so very soon, and thank you for listening.